Welcome to Charlton Sports Weekly here at Anytime Fitness. My sidekick Stan Wilds couldn't be here tonight, and he had a dental appointment or something, but apparently he's in pain and can't be here.
Yeah, he's playing hooky. He said I saw him. I saw his status on Facebook this morning. He was not happy about going to the dentist.
Well, we got Adam Bell. We put him on camera this week, so
I usually get to hide over there.
That's right, but he can't be so lucky today.
No.
Anyways, we'll start off with, we're going to remind everybody about the Charlton County baseball team. The Dugout Club is selling Boston butt dinners for $20. You can see Chris Beasley, Brian Hewlin at State Farm. I'm assuming any baseball parent.
Pick them up on the 22nd. Just in time for December 22nd.
Right, December 22nd between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So for $20, if you want a good Christmas meal, be ready to go and save yourself on some cooking.
There you go. Watch a little bit more football and have a big old Boston butt there from the baseball team.
That's right. So help support those kids, and I think they're trying to get new uniforms. So every little dollar helps.
It's going to be a good season out of those guys, too. They've only lost, 3 seniors?
I believe that's it.
And, man, they're going to be stacked, loaded for bear.
But anyway, we'll move on to some recreation news. Last Saturday we wrapped up a regular season.
We got to webcast that one.
All 3 of our teams, well,
2 of our teams won.
And one had to play one of the other ones.
One had to play the other one.
Snappers team beat Jamie's team. Of course, the Bulldogs beat the Gators, you know.
I knew you were going to get that in. I was wondering how you were going to get around that.
I never can get around that.
Yep.
But then Jamie turned around and had to play Hilliard. And he defeated them. It's been
soundly.
It's been several days ago, so I can't remember scores.
I wanted to say 28-0.
Right. But then,
what amazed me about that game was Jamie had just played a knockdown drag-out with Coach Snapper's Dogs, and then there was no break.
No.
Turned right around, put those kids back on the field, and played Hilliard, and looked like they had just started. And Jamie had them ready to go.
That's it. And then our 11 and 12-year-old team, they also played Hilliard, and they won pretty handily also.
28-6, I believe.
Like I said, that's been too many days ago. I can't remember.
And a lot of news around here since then. But congratulations to the Eagles, undefeated.
Right.
And all the rec getting ready for the Turkey Bowl this weekend.
That's right. They all go to Waycross and play in the Turkey Bowl. I'm thinking our 7 and 8s, I believe it's 5 o'clock Saturday that they will play.
Okay.
And then our 11 and 12-year-olds play at 9 o'clock. I guess they get the primetime game.
They get the primetime game under the lights. Apologize, we're not going to be able to webcast that one, but if they move further into next week, might be able to bring them a championship game.
Right. I believe the 7 and 8s got a bye, I believe, and they will play the winner of Pierce County and the Valdosta Boys and Girls Club. So.
Okay.
I believe that game takes place earlier on Saturday, so the winner of that one will have to play twice.
Okay. So they've got to buy from early in the morning. They're just taking the winner of the Valdosta. All right.
And then, like I said, our 11 and 12-year-olds, I believe they have Bacon County.
Yeah, we played them last year. Should be a good win for the Eagles. Just judging by what I saw out of Bacon last year and what I've seen out of the Eagles this year, they're twice the team I had last year.
Typically, Bacon's not real strong. In the past, they've had some good teams. You never know from year to year, though.
That's true. That's why you play.
But like I said, I believe they go Saturday.
Monday?
I think one team plays Tuesday for sure, and I can't remember the other one, but the championship games will be on Wednesday.
All right. I'll try to get those brackets from Dolores or up there from what we call the Turkey Bowl.
Right.
I think there's another official name for it.
Well, it's named after a man named Mickey Katkavek or something like that.
I wasn't going to try it.
He was a long-time supporter of Ware County Recreation, so I think they named
big
after
influence up there.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, well, I'll try to get the brackets posted. Put them on our rec football page so everybody can try to keep track of those guys.
Last week our B team played their final game, and they were looking for an undefeated season, and for a half it looked like we might get it.
It looked like we were going on the way.
But, give the kids from Brunswick credit. They came back, and
we were winning at half, 22-6. 22-6, I think.
And
toward the half, but Brunswick came back.
They shut us down completely in the second half.
Completely.
And I think we ended up losing, what was it, 50-22?
Yeah, something like that.
But still, 6-1 year, you can't complain. Kids got a lot of good experience.
That, and from what I was told, not to make any excuses at all, because the kids have been playing out of their mind. The B team's been playing out of their mind all season long. But Coach Mackett spoke with us just prior to the game and said some, not all, but some of the boys were being held for Friday night.
Right.
So that might have had something to do with the stamina going into the second half.
But like I said, it's still a fantastic season, 6-1. So we'll go ahead and talk about a little basketball. I think we mentioned this a little bit last week, but I think Bethune, they had their tryouts last week. I think they got their teams selected now.
Got a pick.
And are practicing. They will start off, what is that small print there?
Hilliard Middle School.
November the 26th.
Yeah, November 20th. It's a Monday at, forgive me, y'all, 4:30.
It's at 4:30 in Hilliard, so it's an away game, but not too far away that you can't go see it.
No, just across the river.
That's right. So if you're ready for some hoops, that'll be your chance. That'll be your first chance to go see some.
Yeah, they'll, Coach Baxter will have them ready.
Right, Coach Baxter, Coach Harkins with the girls.
That's right, they're both traveling.
Right.
Both traveling down there. All right. So the girls more than likely would be the 4:30 game. The boys would probably start 6 o'clock, something like that.
4:30, 5:30 probably. Middle school games probably usually don't last too long.
That's true.
They roughly have to, technically their middle school kids are supposed to be through by 7 o'clock. So.
That's right.
So.
All right. Well, while we're right here talking about anything other than varsity, the 9th grade's has a team this year. They open up December 13th in Ware County.
Right, that's a little ways off still.
Yeah, we don't have, whoops. Chris showed me how to do this, and I have blue lighted everything here. And the JV, everybody starts away this year.
Right.
JV's going to Camden.
That'll be preceding the varsity Maidens and Indians game on the same day, November the 30th.
Okay.
At Camden. So.
All right.
Now we're hoping possibly that game might have to get postponed because of football, but.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be a nice problem to have, wouldn't it?
Right. Well, technically, if we're playing, we play on the what's the date of our game? 23rd. So that would be a week later. So
that'd be November 30th.
Right. So
if we win,
if we win our opening round, that game would probably be canceled. But in the meantime, we'll just say it's still scheduled.
All right. Sounds good.
But that's about all we have as far as
Bethune
and rec news and stuff. We'll come back and talk about the playoff brackets now, and we know where we're going definitely, and
talk about the rankings and all that.
Rankings and everything. So we'll come right back in a few minutes.
Anytime Fitness Folkestone, located in the Harvey Shopping Center, has everything you need to stay in shape or get that look you've always wanted. Upright and conventional tanning beds, a Zumba room, weight room, and state-of-the-art treadmills. They also have supplements and tanning supplies. Anytime Fitness Folkestone is also the proud sponsor of Charlton Sports Weekly with Glenn Hughes and Stan Wilds. See Stan to get fit anytime.
The Folkestone Pharmacy, your original hometown pharmacy for over 45 years, is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet broadcasts. Folkestone Pharmacy accepts insurance from most local employers, including the City of Folkestone, Charlton County, Babcock and Wilcox, AJM, Charlton Memorial Hospital, and many others. The Folkestone Pharmacy wishes the Indians best of luck this season. United First Federal Credit Union has been a part of Charlton County since 2001 and has been providing great service to our members since 1943. United First now offers mobile banking and email alerts. Mobile banking lets you check your balance from your cell phone, while email alerts notifies you when a significant event happens in your account. Both are easy to set up and are free to United First members. United First helps you afford life. All accounts are federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Charlton Sports Weekly here at Anytime Fitness. So Georgia High School released the playoff brackets for Class A today, and so we know exactly where we're going.
We know exactly where we're going now.
And that place would happen to be Buena Vista, Georgia.
Not Disney World, y'all. I saw some
That's
people
right.
comment on your page about that. We're going to Disney? No, we're not going to Disney.
That was a buddy out of Callahan there. He doesn't know about Buena Vista, Georgia.
I didn't either till yesterday.
But anyway, we'll be playing Marion County, who has a 8-2 record. Actually, I think they were tied with Dewey County and Brookstone for the same top record in the region. But as far as the tiebreakers go, I think Brookstone won the region by the virtue of the tiebreakers. So
I mean, they're a private school, so they got right.
Yeah,
so
they got the region championship in the private school bracket.
All right.
But like I said, Marion's 8-2. They're, thanks to Chris, we have these important stats here. They're averaging 28 points a game, giving up 15 points a game.
Yep.
And I believe, as far as we go, we are scoring 18 or 19 points a game and giving up 22 points a game. So, you know,
defense has to step it up right
now. Well, offense and defense going to have to step it up. I don't know a whole lot about what they run, or I think you said Coach Mack said they run out of the spread.
Coach Mack mentioned last night while we were taping the Coach Mack show, they run a spread. He said they will run out of it. They're not shy about running out of it, but he said it's a spread, quick passes. He said number 14. I don't think he had a name either for the young man, did he? I don't believe he did. But he said number 14 for them is the kid to look for.
Okay.
On the Marion team.
Guys, their stats page, they had double the rushing yardage that they have passing yardage.
Okay. So I would assume they're probably more of basically a running team. Throw it when they
probably run first, set up the pass.
But like I said, they're 8-2, finished 6-1 in their region. So it's a quality opponent.
Yeah.
Like I said, as far as the power rankings go, we finished 10th overall, and I believe Marion finished in the.
Yeah, Marion finished officially 6th, but with the.
They would drop to 7th, right?
Right.
Because of Seminole County being a region champion, so I don't know, strength of their schedule,
Well, Coach referred to Marion's schedule last night. He said the top 3 you mentioned, Brooksville and Dooley, seem to be the cream of the crop of that region.
Right.
Unlike ours, well, our region's more
balanced
even though Clinch had an off year, it's more top to bottom, a tough region, like Chris and I like to refer to it as the SEC of high school football. But that's where that record may be a little. I mean, they're still 8-2.
Right.
But the weaker opponents might skew that a little bit.
At least we're hoping that's the case. Anyway.
I'm telling you what, man, we're hoping.
But like I said, this game will take place the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Right.
And it's going to be a 6:30 kickoff instead of the normal 7:30. So
looking at about a 4-hour drive, right, Chris?
It's roughly 212 miles, I think, when I looked it up.
Yeah. Now, also, speaking of MapQuest, Coach is going to send us a exact directions to the new school. They have a new stadium.
Right. He sent me those today, so I've got them at the house.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, if you'll send them to us too.
And I'll get them put in the newspaper for next Wednesday to come out, so everybody can check those out and see them.
And we're going to put them on the site as well, so they'll be up there. And but yeah, don't think you're going to leave Friday in GPS and end up at the old school.
Right.
Because it's not going to work.
But Buena Vista is roughly about 20 miles northwest of Americus, if viewers know where Americus is at.
Yeah, I used to be in a hunting club out there. It's out there.
And it's not a well-populated area. Let's just put it that way.
The trees outnumber the people out there. Oh, I can tell you that. Hills, beautiful country out there, though.
Oh, yeah.
I love it out there. Nice rolling hills and everything, but that's beside the point. And
we're not going on a scenic tour.
There we go. We're not. I'm easily distracted. Y'all know that. Let's see. We've got Chris has the points here. They're 283 points. Marion has scored for the season. They've only allowed 150, which goes back to the average. And we've scored 187, allowed 223.
All right, and those 55 last week didn't help our cause in that case.
No, and you know, talking about that was strange to me, just because the interior of our defense throughout the season consistently has been our strength.
Right.
And I just thought I was so out of character for that defense. You know, even though the boys, they played 110%.
Right.
I mean, but it was just weird seeing that.
Like I said, it was good to see the offense step up and score some points.
They put some points on the board.
I mean, we scored 34 points. Had some turnovers that were costly, but
well, they didn't quit either.
No,
I mean,
they
even
kept fighting all the way to the end.
Last 2 minutes 30 seconds of the game, we were still in it, going for an onside kick.
Right.
So they didn't roll over. It wasn't one of those. The score sounds like a blowout, but it wasn't one of those games like the Turner or the Telfair. You know, we were still battling, answering score for score, trying to.
But the offense, the little wrinkle he put in last week where he dropped the quarterback about 8 yards deep in the shotgun, so give him more time to throw the ball. It seemed to help out. So
yeah, he was. I don't remember his exact stats from the coach show, but
he had 360 something yards passing.
62,
something like that,
which is a good night for Trey for any Class A quarterback.
I said, I think Dave Ron Reed had over 100 yards receiving. I think Kurt Nixon was just under 100 yards.
Yeah, right at 90, I think.
And Devin Jones, I believe, had 80-something yards receiving. So
when you drop back and throw every single snap, they better get.
That's it. There wasn't no rushing attack the other night.
No, sir, there was not. But Coach said he's going to mix it up this time around.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get up there Friday night.
Well, I'm sure he's seen the film, so he knows what.
Oh yeah.
He thinks will work. So
he's got the plaques on the wall in there. So
I think he's got 250 something wins, and
you can't argue with that. No, there's no second guessing that.
As far as the brackets go, like I said, we're playing Marion, and just to be looking ahead.
Right.
In case, if we do happen to win, we would play the winner of the Wilcox Greenville game.
Wouldn't that be interesting if Wilcox was able to knock off Greenville, we knock off Marion, then we're right back.
We would be headed to Rochelle to play Wilcox County for the second round game. Now, if somehow Greenville upsets them and we win, then we'd be able to host the game.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what we want then.
Because we'd be higher ranked than Greenville would.
Where is Greenville?
Greenville is kind of north of Buena Vista.
So they would return the favor then.
Right.
All right. You know anything about Greenville? Looking ahead a little bit.
Not really.
Record or anything? All right.
You know there was a 15 seed, so they was one of the last teams to get in. So.
All right. Well, forget what I said about it being interesting about playing Wilcox then. Charlton fans, you're pulling for Greenville tomorrow, this week.
Not this week, next week.
Next week.
But like I said, plan your holidays accordingly.
Yeah.
Eat a good meal on Thursday, and then load up in your cars and head. Guess that's west, kind of northwest.
Northwest.
On Friday. Like I said, we need as many people as we can get there.
Need to break in that new stadium, make our side. I don't know if it's a blackout, red and black, whatever we're doing, but let's make that place look like Charlton County.
That's it. I really don't have a whole lot more to go over unless you've got something.
No, you're the stats man. So you want to go to a break, then we'll come back and go over the college a little bit? Or?
All right, we can do that.
All right. We'll be right back after this message.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation offers more than dependable electrical energy at a competitive price. Quality service is provided by a friendly and professional staff trained to meet your every electrical power need, whether residential, commercial, or industrial. If you have any questions or need information, call us at 1-800-262-5131. Okefenokee REMC, owned by those we serve. A proud sponsor of this year's Indian football broadcast.
T&T Building Supply is located about a half-mile past US 1 and the 301 split, north of Folkestone, right next to Taylor Timber Company. They have everything you need for your home improvement projects, with a wide selection of lumber, hardware, millwork, plumbing, and electrical supplies, concrete and masonry, power and hand tools, nails, and roofing supplies. They also have a large selection of mobile home hardware. T&T Building Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
Radio Shack, located at 3885 Main Street, inside the Folkestone Pharmacy, is your local Verizon Wireless authorized agent and Dish Network retailer. Radio Shack carries a variety of computers, tablets, smartphones, and other electronics. The Shack in Folkestone is proud of our student athletes and wishes them the best of luck this season. Now, let's go get 'em Indians.
Welcome back to Charlton Sports Weekly, here to do our college football picks. Stan has made his picks, and Adam gets to read them for him.
Yeah, I'm going to do my Stan impersonation again. Or did I do that for you last time? One of y'all was out. I did it for one of y'all. I don't remember which. But
anyways, there's not a whole lot of difference this week in the picks.
No.
I think we've got one different out of all the ones we're fixing to choose, so this shouldn't take too long. I think it's homecoming at a lot of these schools.
Must be, judging from that.
So the first game we've got Western Carolina at Alabama.
Well, Alabama, you know.
Yeah, I'm picking Alabama too.
Oh, Alabama's going to let all their frustrations out on them poor boys. It might be 80-0 by halftime.
Speaking of frustrations, we'll go to our next game. Even though Florida did win last week, they get Jacksonville State.
After last week, maybe we'll win by 3 touchdowns.
Okay. I said Florida should. I believe they'll come into this game a little more focused than they were last week.
They were. I don't know where they were focused at, but it wasn't on the football field Saturday. And I'm a Gator fan, so I can say that.
That's right. Third game of the week. Here comes another toughie. The Alabama A&M against Auburn.
War Eagles.
I think Auburn's struggling this year, but I don't think they're that bad.
Yeah, the Alabama A&M is not the Crimson Tide.
No.
So
I'm going with Auburn too. This is one game that could be a little interesting. Tennessee against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Stan. Well, you two you're going the same down the line except for the last one, but y'all have Vandy. The Volunteers, the coach is on a bubble, and it is Vanderbilt.
Right.
But Stan said Vandy, so we're gonna go with what the ball said.
Like I said, Tennessee's lost 2 games in a row. I believe they gave up 50-something points to Troy, and they gave up 50-something. I think last week they lost to Missouri in overtime. I think it was 4 overtime, so that accounts for some of the points. But
man,
they're giving up a lot of points.
50 points to Troy. I bet the University of Tennessee's already changing the nameplate on the coach's door.
But like I said, they're scoring a bunch, but they're giving up a whole lot too. But like I said, I'm going with Vandy on that one. The Florida State Seminoles travel to Maryland.
Play the Terps.
That's right. Florida State struggles on the road.
They do, but I see UN.
That's right. They don't struggle that much. They beat not a real good Virginia Tech team last week.
You don't think those checkered helmets will mess with the Seminoles any?
Nah, I don't think so.
All right.
We'll move on to a kind of a.
Yeah, this game's a little.
What do you call them?
Interconference game.
Something like that. Come from 2 different areas of the country.
Oh, okay, interregional.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Syracuse and Missouri. Now, there was a time when I'd have said the Orangemen would have wiped them out, but it's not this year.
No, Syracuse is not the team they used to be 6-7 years ago. Of course, Missouri's not the greatest team in the world either, but I believe they've got a better offense, and It's been battle tested by getting beat up by the SEC team. So
I'm sure they're still. I know they say this all the time, but I'm sure they are wondering what the heck they did.
So I'm picking them to take out the frustrations on the Orangemen.
Yeah, they will.
All right, the other SEC team, the newcomer, who
Aggies.
shocked the world last week.
Yes, they did. Now, I can tell you, because I received a text from Stan, and Stan, we don't exchange texts too often. Usually we see each other up here speak or whatever the ball game. He was thrilled about that. About Texas A&M knocking off Alabama, as you can imagine.
Right.
Stan does not like the Tide.
But the Aggies get the big rival, Sam Houston State. So even if they have a little letdown, I don't think it's going to be enough to affect that game.
Yeah, it'd have to be a major letdown.
Right. My Dogs, they get to play an interstate game.
Well, you missed.
Oh,
skip.
I'm sorry. I'm just
Ole Miss and LSU. I don't blame you for missing that one.
Like I said, the LSU should take care of that one pretty easily, I would think.
They should.
Okay, now let's go to my
There
Dogs.
we go.
They're going playing an interstate game here.
Yeah, make sure you talk about the Bulldogs.
That's right. They play Georgia Southern. Now, Georgia Southern's got that triple option offense, which will help Georgia when they have to face Georgia Tech the following week.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 weeks back to back.
I was wondering where you were going with that. How was their triple option going to help the Bulldogs this week? But I see where you're going now.
But probably for a little while. I remember last year, the year before, Georgia Southern played Alabama.
Gave them a fit.
And gave them a fit. So you got to play assignment defense against that. And so I can see them causing some problems with Georgia early on.
But it'll wear down.
Right. And I think Georgia ought to win that one. They better win that one.
You know who I'm pulling for in that one.
Dogs, I know.
Yeah, I know. That's it.
The final of our regular picks is the big Wofford.
Where is it? Where are they from?
They are in South Carolina. I believe they're in Spartanburg, South Carolina, I think. I believe they're the Bulldogs, too.
Are they? I'm surprised you didn't pick them over the Gamecocks.
Well,
just with the name.
They're in the same conference as Georgia Southern.
All right.
And got to show my love for the SEC, so I'm gonna pick the Gamecocks in honor of Stan, who can't be here tonight.
He would be shocked.
I know. It's a tough choice, but Wofford
Stanley's picking the Gamecocks over Dogs.
But this week, Chris has given me some hope to try to catch back up.
He threw you a bone.
He threw me a bone. He's got 5 bonus games.
They're good games too.
Now the key to winning these 5 bonus points is you have to get all 5 of them right.
And you have to pick differently than Stan.
Well, we could,
Oh, am I picking for Stan on these? Okay.
No, Stan has already picked his.
Oh, he has? Oh, man, okay. I thought I was going to get okay. Never mind. I got all excited there for a
We
second.
do have one difference. So there's a chance that one of us will get 5 and one of us won't, or a chance that we both won't get any. So.
Well, if you get it, you get 5 points.
That's right.
All right. You want to go ahead and start us off?
We start off with Stanford at Oregon. And Oregon's been running roughshod over most everybody, scoring tons and tons of points. But you never know about them smart kids at Stanford,
They might figure out a way to hack the offensive coordinator.
They need to do something, but it may be a close game for a little while, but I just don't see them hanging with Oregon for the full game.
I don't either. I have to agree with you on that.
The second game's the ACC matchup between North Carolina State and Clemson. North Carolina State did upset Florida State earlier in the year. And Clemson's
just not what they used to be either.
Clemson's got some great skilled players, though.
Yeah.
And I think it being at Clemson, I'm going to go give the nod to the Tigers there.
All right.
And we got a West Coast matchup here, the championship of Los Angeles here.
Are they playing in the Coliseum?
I'm sure they will. Either that or the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
That's USC against UCLA.
Which the old Tennessee coach? Is it USC?
He's at USC, Lane Kiffin.
I saw where Lane was running from his own college campus reporters a couple of months ago. He just left them. They were giving him an interview, and he just walked off.
Right, but USC's got the better record. I think got the better players. You know, it's a rivalry game, so it could be fairly close, but
going with the Trojans.
Going with the Trojans.
All right.
All right, now we got a Big 12 matchup. Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. The place ought to be filled with footballs flying through the air that night.
Oh, yeah.
That game might take 4 hours to finish.
Both teams throwing every down.
Right. But I'm going with the Cowboys from Oklahoma State.
Texas Tech, is that the team whose coach hit his assistant upside the head this weekend?
I can't remember.
Tuberville? I don't know. I might have that wrong. But Oklahoma State?
I'm going with Oklahoma State.
Going with the Cowboys.
All right. It took us 14 picks, but we're going to the 15th one. Stan picked this one different.
You had all kind of opportunity to gain, and you're going with the last one.
Well, see, I made my picks first, and Stan followed behind.
Stan copied
That's
you.
Right.
Okay, all right, I got it.
But the final game is Rutgers at Cincinnati.
The Bearcats.
The Bearcats. I went with the Rutgers. They're ranked. I don't know if they're ranked, but I think they've got a 8-2 record, and I think they're first in the Big East.
All right.
But Cincinnati's probably right behind them, so it should be a pretty good matchup. But
I haven't seen Rutgers. I have seen Cincinnati. They have a wide open offense.
Right.
So, but like I say, I haven't seen Rutgers. So, who are you going with?
I'm going with Rutgers.
You're going with Rutgers.
Stan picked Cincinnati.
Stan picked the Bearcats.
So that's going to wrap up our picks. Hopefully, I can get to 5 out of 5, and we can make it close down here near the end of the.
There you go. Mount that comeback.
That's right.
All right. We'll be back next Wednesday.
As far as I know, yeah.
All right. I didn't know what Rick's schedule next week if we make it to the playoffs.
I'm on vacation, so I don't have nothing.
The eve of Thanksgiving.
All right.
You tell me. I'll be here if you want me.
All right. Next weekend, look, we'll post it. We'll let you know if we're going to be on next week or not, depending on the holiday schedule and how much turkey we all eat.
Well, that won't be till Thursday till you eat the turkey.
That's true. I'm going to get some early, though. All right.
But anyways, we'll see y'all next week or whenever we reappear.
There you go. Coach Mack Show next week also. Thanks for watching.